What's up, fishy friends? Welcome to Tim's School of Fishing. Classes in session. Today we are going to continue our series of reviewing all 10 of the RoseCraft blades, traditional knives. I have already done 6 of them, so we got 4 more to go. So let's get this camera turned around and take a closer look. Alright, so just a couple things before we get started. I reviewed this one yesterday, the Rough Rider Spades Black Appaloosa Coke bottle, and I had said that I think this 30 on here is for the 30-year anniversary because Rough Rider started in 1994, so that was pretty clear. And I also thought maybe they changed the spelling from a Y back to an I, sort of as a nod to 1994 and how it was originally changed. And I also thought maybe these Spades shields would be, for the 30th anniversary. Turns out that was correct. Andy Armstrong, who you guys know that I'm a big fan of, who is a designer there at RoseCraft Blades, and he was with Rough Rider Smoky Mountain Knife Works for a long time. He commented on that video and said, "You are correct." So he actually designed this one, this Black Appaloosa Coke bottle. He said that was one of the very last designs that he did before he left and went to RoseCraft Blade. So there's no wonder it's a great knife, and I like it so much because Andy designed it. So I think that there's going to be an entire series of these Black Appaloosa bone spades, and also another series with the spade shield on there. So I thought that was pretty cool. Andy let me know that I was correct. Now, one other thing. The last ones that we reviewed were these two, the Riverbend Skinner and the Little Riverbend Skinner. And I had said that both of these have bone handles, and I misspoke. Andy, the designer of these knives from RoseCraft Blades, commented on that video as well, and he let me know that this one is in fact black micarta. So I just wanted to correct that because I did say that was bone, and that is incorrect. The rest of these are bone. The Riverbend Skinner is black micarta. So the first two that I ordered were these two, the Ocoee River Kayak and the Zambezi. I loved those two knives so much that I bought the other 8 RoseCraft Blades traditional designs. There's 10 of them in total. So we have reviewed this one first. This is the Ocoee River Kayak. Then I did that one. That is called the Zambezi. Then I did that one. That's called the French Broad Jack. Then I did that one, the Beaver Creek Barlow. And then I did these two at the same time, the Riverbend Skinner and the Little Riverbend Skinner. So I've done 6 already. This is number 7. After this one, we've got 3 more to go. Let's take a look at what we've got here today. So as always, the RoseCraft Blades Traditionals come in this nice tray style box with the felt padded liner. It's a very nice presentation. So what we've got here is the Loosahatchie Jack. The close length on this one is 3.625 inches. We have a clipped point blade that is 2.875 inches. And the overall length on this one is 6.5 inches. So we've got a nice stainless steel bolster with a single thread. We've got stainless steel pins and a stainless steel shield, which is the shape of a rosebud for RoseCraft Blades. We've got a long pull on our blade here. The blade is D2 steel and it has a satin finish on it. The tang stamp here says RCB with the rose wrapped through it and RoseCraft Blades underneath it. The tag on the other side says D2 steel, RCT 010, which is the model number. It stands for RoseCraft Traditionals Model 010. And we have Andy's designer's mark there, which is an A with the crossbones through it. Just like all of the RoseCraft Blades Traditionals, the satin finish is exceptional. You can see it there. The edge grind is even on both sides with no imperfections. They do such a good job on the grind on these blades. It's awesome. And you can see that we've got a nice forward swedge there, and get a good look at that long pull. You can see that the thread on the bolster is very clean. Also on the other side. The fit and finish on here is perfect. There is no gapping, no stepping whatsoever. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but we also have a stainless steel back spring and stainless steel liners here. We've got bone covers, and this is what's called bourbon bone, and this has a dragon scale jigging pattern on there, and I think that is just exceptional. We've got no proud pins, no proud shield. The transition from the bolsters is perfectly smooth. As always, the fit and finish on these RoseCraft blades is simply second to none. We've got a very smooth pull on there. I'd say it's between a 5 and a 6. Good snap. The walk is very smooth, and the talk is very vocal. So, as always, on every one of these RoseCraft blades, the fit and finish, the walk and talk is just exceptional. So, this particular knife is what we would call a regular jack, because this particular jackknife pattern doesn't really have a name. Now, you can see that it's very similar to a Barlow pattern. All right. The difference being that the Barlow has a longer bolster and the regular jack does not. The regular jack has a standard bolster. This one's not a Barlow. It's not really a boy's knife either. A boy's knife is typically 3.5 inches or smaller, right? So this would be bigger than a boy's knife. Similar to a Barlow, but not a Barlow. These regular jacks are not parallel, right? We have tapering sides that tapers toward the tip or the blade end of the knife, and the blade extends from the thinner end. So, this is what we would just call a regular jack. It was never really named, but of course it's just your basic jackknife pattern. The English jack would be bigger, the boy's knife would be smaller, and the Barlow would have an elongated bolster, but they're all in the same family. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that I am a jackknife fan more than a multi-blade pattern fan. I like jackknives. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but my guess would be that Andy Armstrong, the designer of all these knives, is a jackknife fan as well, because so far all of the RoseCraft Blades Traditionals are single-bladed jackknives, right? And I appreciate that. I'm not saying that he should do any multi-bladed patterns, because these are perfect for me. I love all of them. So if I had to pick a favorite, out of the ones we've done so far, I honestly don't think I could do it. I think Andy Armstrong's design language is simply hands down the best in the traditional pocket knife niche today. I like how he takes traditional patterns and traditional frames and puts a modern spin on them and puts his own touch on them. I don't think I could pick a favorite. I really like all of them. The Ocoee River Kayak, I love that blade shape. I love the deep rich color of the bone handles there. The Zambezi is just so unique. I love that big forward finger choil. I love the smoky gray bone. Speaking of smoky gray bone, the Clinch River Swayback, which I have not talked about yet, that review is coming up. The Clinch River Swayback is going to be released in this smoky gray bone soon. So keep checking the RoseCraft Blades website. I will link their website down below in the description. On the French Broadjack, which was inspired by the Laguiole knife, I like that it's a Wharncliffe blade and not a clip point, because traditionally the traditional French knives are Turkish clip points, Yatagan clips. Of course, I love Barlow's, and if you watch my channel, you know that. So I love this one. I love that blade shape and the nice forward swedge on there. And then I love both the Riverbend and Little Riverbend Skinner. I mean, that blade is just wicked, and they are just so comfortable in the hand, and of course very attractive. And how can you not love this one with that nice deep clip? It's got kind of a nice belly on that blade and that dragon scale jigging. I mean, come on. I've said it before and I will continue to say it. If you are into traditional pocket knives but you do not have any RoseCraft blades, get one, get two, get them all. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. And for the price point, every one of these things punch well above their weight. There's a lot of those guys that watch my channel that have been into modern knives, but they're thinking about getting into slip joints, you know, and trying one out because they like what I'm showing here on my channel. I would recommend two things for you guys. Check out Rough Rider. Go get you this one, the Black Appaloosa Spades Coke bottle. Check out Rough Rider for $20 or less. These knives are exceptional. It's not going to break the bank, and you can decide whether or not you like carrying a slip joint or having slip joints in your collection. If you want to spend a little bit more, between $40 and $60, right here. Go out, get you a RoseCraft blade. There's 10 different, well, there's 9. These are essentially the same, just smaller. But there's 10 different designs to choose from. Pick the one that you like best and give it a shot. The Loosahatchie Jack, another home run from Andy Armstrong and RoseCraft Blades. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. I appreciate you commenting. I enjoy interacting with you guys in the comments. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Just click on my face. That'll be right over there on the end screen. That's it for this episode of Tim's School of Fish, boys and girls. Class dismissed.